two common units of measuring temperature. Common unit of temperature is degree Celsius and SI unit of temperature is Kelvin. इसको डिग्री केल्विन नहीं लिखते, उसको डिग्री सेल्सियस लिखते हैं. डिग्री सेल्सियस पढ़ते हैं, इसको डिग्री केल्विन नहीं पढ़ते. This unit of temperature is very commonly used in hospitals in measuring low temperature differences. How to measure? Just take two very thin capillaries. In diagram, these two tubes are not capillary, but they must be taken in capillary form, and the bulb shown here should be small. The diameter of capillary should be very small in comparison to the total volume of mercury in the bulb. Volume of mercury in the capillary should be very small in comparison to the volume of the mercury in bulb. Why? To make the thermometer quite sensitive. Unless your thermometer will not be sensitive. Now, take two alike capillaries joined with bulbs in the bottom and fill up some mercury in both of them up to certain level. At room temperature, suppose the level of mercury is here in this one and up to A dash in that. Now, adjust both of them in a container having ice pieces and water. That must be perfectly cooled. They must be mixed up for a long time, unless you cannot guarantee the temperature of ice and water the same. But if water and ice are in contact for a long time, there will be one common temperature. With the effect of this cooling, the volume of mercury will go down, because volume of mercury will shrink and it will finally reach up to certain height, up to a certain new level. Now further depression of its level has got stopped. You will have to watch it, that further depression of level has got stopped. Similarly, also here the depression of mercury level, when it stops, finally you must mark here and also mark here. Now, if you apply burner here, if we have burner here, initially when water will get heated, entire ice will start melting, and after entire ice has got melt, the temperature rise of water will take place, and you can observe in both of them mercury level is rising. Mercury level is rising. Volume of this mercury is rising in both the tubes. As gradually the temperature of this water rises, likewise mercury level also rises, and gradually when it starts boiling, up to that time it will reach up to a certain height. Also in the second one it will reach for the same height. Now water is boiling speedily, and you can watch water may be boiling for a long time, but further increment of mercury level stops. Rise of mercury layer stops at some certain height. Though the water is speedily boiling, either it may be total water has got disappeared, but level will remain maintained up to the time of boiling of the water. Now, take two samples separately and write down here 0. Why 0? Mr. Celsius assumed ice and water mixture temperature as 0 degrees Celsius. He assumed, and boiling point of water he assumed 100 degrees Celsius. Now the distance between the two mass can be uniformly distributed into 100 parts. Now, if you keep this thermometer into a bucket of water and its mercury reads here up to 12, then this water temperature is 12 degrees Celsius. So by this thermometer you can measure temperature above 0 degrees Celsius and below 100 degrees Celsius. But the temperature above 100 degrees Celsius cannot be measured by this one. But what is difference between the two? Celsius and Kelvin. In Kelvin, we have marked here 273. Why 273? Why not other number? In your this capacity, I cannot answer you about the graph by which the Kelvin did this important work. In this class, boiling point of water is 373 Kelvin in this thermometer. What is difference there? The difference between two thermometers is only in the numbering of marks. Here it is numbering as 0 degree Celsius, but here it has been numbered at 273 degree Kelvin. Sorry, not degree Kelvin, 273 Kelvin. Here 373 Kelvin. Here 100 degrees Celsius. Difference is only in their markings, and no any other difference is there. But something is beyond your capacity and cannot be dealt in this class. Now you see, there are so many liquids like oils, wax, water. Why mercury is taken here? Because there is a specific property of mercury, that change in the volume of mercury with the rise of temperature is linear. This property other liquids do not exhibit. For all liquids, the change in volume with the rise of temperature is not linear. I had told you one day that for water, you can see, for water, temperature delta V. One, two, three, 4. From 0 to 4 degree, delta V is negative for water. From 0 to 4 degree. And from 4 to 8 degrees Celsius, is delta V is again positive and is linear up to some temperatures only. In entire temperature range, it is not linear, so we cannot use water. But mercury has linear expansion with the rise of temperature, so mercury is used. And another thing, mercury is opaque also. Since mercury is opaque, so graduations on the tube can be easily read. You can easily read the demarcations of mercury levels because of mercury is opaque. Third, mercury is not adhesive to glass. Material of this container is glass. And mercury is not adhesive to it. When mercury rises, and mercury can come down with decay of temperature, with rise of temperature it can increase. But by decrease of temperature, mercury level will decrease. But mercury will not be adhesive to glass. These three properties are there, so we use mercury. Now very important thing is how to convert Kelvin into Celsius and Celsius into Kelvin. Kelvin temperature is always degree Celsius plus 273. 0 degree Celsius is equivalent to 273 Kelvin. 10 degrees Celsius is equivalent to 283 Kelvin. no any temperature below 273 mark is in negative. If you mark here some new numbers, it will be 272, 271 and finally 0. But below 0 there is no any demarcation. In Kelvin thermometer, below 0 there is no any demarcation. But in Celsius there are many demarcations below 0 degree. So the temperature in negative degree Celsius can be, but temperature in Kelvin cannot be negative. Temperature in Kelvin cannot be negative. Why it is so? I cannot go in detail in your capacity. Now come back here. Some notable temperatures are: human body temperature is 37 degrees Celsius. Have you seen anywhere human? Have you seen human so far? Where you saw human? Where you saw a human? Yes. Answer. Where you saw human? Yes, you all are human. And the temperature of body of ourselves is 37 degrees Celsius if we are not ill. The temperature of human body, healthy human body, is 37 degrees Celsius. But his kaka, her kaka is quite fat, then temperature will be something strong, more than 37 degrees Celsius. But his uncle is quite lean and thin, then can be temperature below 37 degrees Celsius? Now, either you may be quite fat or maybe lean and thin, your body temperature will be 37 degrees Celsius if you are not ill by any reason. In normal conditions, human body temperature is always 37 degrees Celsius. Either it may be a man of Europe, either a man of Africa, either a man of India. Human body temperature is always 37 degrees Celsius. But for what? In summer season? And for what? In winter season? Always. In all seasons, our body temperature remains at 37 degrees Celsius. But our body temperature, how can be expressed in Kelvin? That is 310 Kelvin. Now add 273 here, you will get 310 Kelvin. Other temperatures. Boiling point of water. Boiling point. If pure water is boiling in a kettle and you just measure by this mercury thermometer, you will find its temperature as 100 degrees Celsius. But the condition is that the atmospheric pressure must be 1 atmosphere. If atmospheric temperature by some reasons gets loosed or it has got increased by some reason, then this will not hold. The boiling point of water will not be 100 degrees Celsius. If we increase pressure on water, or if we decrease pressure on water, boiling point will not be 100 degrees Celsius, or this. At hills, the atmospheric pressure is quite low. So boiling point there on hills is not 100 degrees Celsius. It may be 80 degrees Celsius, 85 degrees Celsius. So cooking in open utensils, so cooking in open pots of rice or pulse is quite difficult on hills. Freezing point of water is 0 degrees Celsius or 273 Kelvin, and it was the freezing point where in the mixture we had hold it. Water density is highest. Water density is highest 1.0 into 10 to the power 3 kg per meter cube at especially 4 degrees Celsius. Below 4 degrees Celsius and above 4 degrees Celsius, the density of water is not exactly 1.0 into 10 to the power 23 kg per meter cube. Now, on 5, on touching anything of temperature below 37 degrees Celsius, if you dip your finger, if you dip your finger in a water of 10 degrees Celsius, you will feel cold. You will feel cold, and you cannot take a bath with the temperature of 10 degrees Celsius. It is shivering cold. You will feel cold. Your finger is in 10 degrees Celsius. 10 degrees Celsius is below 37 degrees Celsius. Why we feel hot or cold? When our body loses heat by any reason, when our body loses heat by any reason, we feel cold. But if you dip your finger in water of 45 degrees Celsius, you will feel water as hot. Why hot? Because heat is coming to your muscles. Heat from water is coming to your muscles. You are not losing heat, you are taking heat. So when we take heat, we feel warm, and when we lose heat, we feel cold. Suppose here is a rod in my hand, and in touching it, I am not feeling either cold or warm. What you draw conclusion about the temperature of this body? If I am not feeling it cold or hot, it means it is also of 37 degrees Celsius. When you touch a body of equal temperature to your body, neither heat you will take from another body, or neither you can lose your heat to other body. Then neither you can feel cold nor hot. Change of state of matter. Change of state of matter. Two things are in consideration. First, temperature. Temperature is reason of change of state of matter. Temperature is temperature, and secondly, pressure are two reasons for change of state. Two things, temperature and pressure are two things causing change in state of the matter. Yesterday I have told you that the same matter H2O, can be in ice form. This is solid state of H2O. And the temperature of ice may be below 0 degrees Celsius. It may be minus 5 degrees Celsius, it may be minus 10 degrees Celsius, may be minus 100 degrees Celsius. Mainly glacier temperatures are round about below 40 degrees Celsius. Ice is cold. Now, if we supply heat, thermal energy, or heat energy to the matter, by absorbing this energy, temperature will rise. Suppose from minus 10 degrees Celsius to minus 9 degrees Celsius, up to so on, up to 0 degrees Celsius. At the specific temperature 0 degrees Celsius, the ice will start melting, and unless the entire piece is diffused in the form of water, the temperature will remain as 0 degrees Celsius. So first we convert ice into water of 0 degrees Celsius. Whole high ice, when melts, we get water of 0 degree Celsius. Again, if we continue on heating, if we continue on heating, supplying heat, thermal energy to this system, the temperature rise will take place 1 degree, 2 degree, 3 degree, 4 degree, and it will go to 100 degrees Celsius at atmospheric temperature, 100 degrees Celsius. This is liquid state of matter, liquid state of the same matter. If we further supply some more and more heat, this water will start vaporizing and molecules will go around in the form of vapor of 100 degrees Celsius. So this is the gaseous form of the same matter. There are two things very important and you must have in your concept. Very, very important. Particles have two types of energies. First, potential energy. Of system. What is meaning of system? The conglomeration of many molecules or particles is called system. उनके समूह को हम सिस्टम कह रहे हैं, मॉलिक्यूल्स के समूह को सिस्टम कहते हैं. Here is a system of students. Potential energy of system and another kinetic energy of individual particles. Now you see here, one thing you know, neither we can destroy energy nor energy can be created. Energy neither can be created nor be destroyed. When we are supplying energy from oven to the ice piece, certainly that energy is being absorbed by the system of particles, by the ice piece. When We are supplying heat to ice with an external burner. Heat goes into ice. Heat is being absorbed by the ice particles. But how can we say that whether the potential energy is increasing of particles or kinetic energy of the individuals are increasing? In which form? In which form these particles absorb energy supplied by us? We are supplying energy to the system, but in what form they are absorbing? Then there is two things. If you watch temperature rise, if you watch a rise in temperature, you can say the supplied heat is being absorbed in enhancing kinetic energy of individuals. यदि हम इसको सप्लाई कर रहे हैं हीट को, एंड टेम्परेचर इज राइजिंग फ्रॉम -10 डिग्री सेल्सियस टू -9 डिग्री सेल्सियस टू -8 डिग्री सेल्सियस, इट मीन्स दिस फॉर्म ऑफ एनर्जी is being absorbed by the system in enhancing the kinetic energy of particles in vibratory form. But at the moment, suppose it has reached up to 0 degree Celsius. We have here ice of 0 degree Celsius. We would have to supply some heat to melt it. But there is no rise of temperature. Due to supply of heat, only state is changing from solid to liquid. If only state is changing, then we can say the supplied heat energy has been absorbed by the system particles in enhancing only in potential energy, not in kinetic energy. But if there is no temperature rise, supplied energy is absorbed in enhancing potential energy. of the system. Suppose a little more. Suppose we have some water in a beaker and apply a thermometer to record its temperature. Suppose initial temperature of this water is 10 degrees Celsius. It will remain 10 degrees Celsius unless we supply heat to it or unless it loses heat. If the system loses its heat, the temperature will go down. And if we supply heat to the system, the temperature will rise. Heat is a cause of rise of temperature. Heat is another thing and temperature is another thing. There are two things, heat and temperature. There are two things, air and air pressure. This is property of air, but air is material. Heat is energy and temperature is another physical quantity. This is also physical quantity, this is also physical quantity. But there is some similarity between this and this phenomena. When in a tire of truck we fill some air, the pressure of tire rises. We fill air, but the pressure rises. We fill air in the food bowl, but the pressure of air rises. Similarly, we supply heat to the system. How? By a heater, by a furnace, by a stove, by any other means. When we supply heat to the system, temperature rises from 10 to 15 degrees Celsius. So temperature is the pressure of heat. You can say temperature is pressure of heat. You can say temperature and pressure, heat and temperature both are separate things. Heat is thermal energy, but temperature is not energy. But that is a symptom of fever. Symptom of fever. When we supply heat to this system, its temperature rises. It is when we supply heat to the system, temperature rises. It is a characteristic of heat, and when temperature rises, its meaning is that the particles of water are consuming that form of energy in increasing their kinetic energy. Suppose we have a container and we have some gas in this container, gas particles in this container. Suppose its some temperature is very small, 10 degrees Celsius, then speed of molecules is quite, but if we heat it for 200 degrees Celsius, the motion of particles rises. So, temperature rise of an molecular system is a symptom of rising kinetic energy of the individual particles. If we see the temperature is rising of any system, it means there is symptom of increasing their kinetic energy. Molecules are absorbing or particles are absorbing thermal energy to increase their kinetic energy. If there is temperature rise in temperature is a measure of change in kinetic energy. Rise in temperature is a measure of rise in kinetic energy. Enhancing means rising. Rise in temperature is rise in their kinetic energy. But if we are supplying thermal energy, we are supplying heat to the system, but temperature is not rising. At what time? When either ice is melting or water is boiling. When the water is boiling, its temperature is 100 degrees Celsius maintained unless entire water has got vaporized. Temperature 100 degrees Celsius will remain maintained unless entire water has got vaporized. So, there is no temperature rise. It means whatever the heat we are supplying, it is increasing their potential energy. How can you say? Because there is no rise of temperature. So, see here. But if there is no temperature rise, supplied energy is absorbed in enhancing potential energy of the system. Follow? Further, something more. Latent heat of fusion. For ice melting if we supply 3.34 joule into 10 to the power 5 joule energy to 1 kg of ice of 0 degree Celsius at 1 atmospheric pressure. You will get one kg of water of 0 degree Celsius by melting the ice. So we write L, that is melting, L, that is latent heat of melting, latent heat of melting or fusion, melting or fusion of ice is 3.34 into 10 to the power 5 joule per kg, because this energy is to be supplied for melting of 1 kg of ice. Similarly, latent heat of vaporization of water at boiling point What is meaning? If you have 1 kg of water of 100 degrees Celsius, if you have 1 kg of water of 100 degrees Celsius to vaporize it for the whole mass of 1 kg, entire mass of 1 kg of water will turn into vapor of 100 degrees Celsius. There is no rise of temperature. There is only change of state. You will need to supply this amount of heat to the system. To vaporize 1 kg of water at boiling point, you will need this amount of energy. That is called latent heat of vaporization. That's all. हिंदी बोलें?